All right, now let's talk about the corporate people.
Uh-huh.
How? Okay, here we go. How does it feel when somebody calls you who is let's say a corporate leader or somebody who is there high up, right? And that person calls you. All right, hypothetical, all right? Hypothetical, होइन? Phone आउँछ. मलाई अलिकति मद्दत चाहियो. I need help. I need help. These are the things that I think I need to get better at, right? Let's tell everybody that everybody needs help. I kind of want to make people understand that even people in various sectors who've reached a certain level need help. I've had those phone calls, right? So मान्छे जति हायर अप पुगे पनि मान्छेलाई मद्दत चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँदो रहेछ कि अनि मान्छे मैले के रियलाइज गरेको छु भने द हायर अप अ पर्सन इज इन द कर्पोरेट ल्याडर द पर्सन इज मोर ओपन टु न्यू आइडियाज एन्ड टु लर्न मोर
100%, 1000%. Oh my
Not
God.
everybody. Of course, there are definitely people who have egos humongous as Mount Everest, I know. But of course, there are a lot of people, I know, who definitely want to learn more.
100%.
When he or she, they call you, how do you feel about that? And how do you move forward with that?
Okay. Great question. And I love how you have this understanding of the higher up a person goes, the more they're aware. You know, here's what I understand. Let's do this in two parts, okay? Here's what I understand. When you're 17, your ego is bigger than Mount Everest. It's bigger than Alaska. You're like, class 10 pass karisakyo, SLC, right? I'm cool. The older you become, the more aware you are, and you realize you're actually a midget, right? When you walk into a room of people who are similar to you, like you think you're smart. I consciously and continuously walk into rooms where I'm the biggest idiot around. And those are the rooms where you learn. Now imagine somebody that's a business leader. They get these opportunities because of the various organizations they are participating in, because of the various governmental jobs that they do and all of that. They get many more opportunities to be in rooms where they are not the smartest person around, right? And the ones that are open, the ones that want to grow, also the ones that are self-made, many times I've seen, the ones that have struggled and actually gotten to where they are, the ones that were not passed on a lot of generational wealth or a lot of generational ideas or whatever, the ones that did it by themselves have this constant urge to learn. And I love that. I love it when a 55-year-old person calls me and tells me, I have to make this presentation in front of a government person and I want to rock it. And I realize I'm not good enough in speaking on the mic. I know how to say what I want to say, or I know what I want to say. I don't know how to do it. I need to make a TED talk. I am so and so. I am a doctor. I'm a surgeon. I am a specialist and expert in my field. And I don't know how to make this talk. Okay? Or somebody calls me and tells me, I've got a business, it's doing very well for the last 27 years. Today I feel stuck because I have no personal brand. Nobody knows me outside of my company and the 3 companies that are stakeholders in my business, right? What do I do? For me, I respect that person immensely for understanding that they also can grow, they also can learn, they also have scope for improvement, because everyone does. Let's be honest about this. Everyone does.
Of course.
For them to have the humility to call me and be like, hey, Mannsi, I need to talk to you. Let's meet up over coffee. I need help with this speech, with this talk, with my personal brand, whatever it is. I love that. If this person comes to me as a reference from somebody else, I generally do not want to meet them because they're being forced into it, pushed into it. Like, if somebody's like, hey, mero buda lai yo garaidinu, mero buda, like that, all that I don't bother, mero chora, mero chori, none of that. If the person calls me themselves, if they express interest in doing this, they're like, I want to learn, I want to change, I want to grow, I want to communicate better because I'm good at my field. Yet I know that in the next 5 years, if I want to sustain in this business, in this competitive world, if I want to increase the scope of my personal brand, if I want to work internationally, there are certain skills I need to develop. I've spent the last 20 years of my life being a doctor, being a media person, not a media person, let's say, but being whatever I am. Today, I want to grow my brand. Today, I want to grow who I am as a person. Today, I want to have a wider reach. If somebody comes and tells me that, I love that feeling. What do? I meet this person. It's going to be a conversation somewhat like this. Okay, tell me everything about you, like from A to Z. You know? And then they'll go in and then they'll tell me about their life. And then I'm going to get really like curious. Tell me about your childhood. Because I want to understand what shapes this person. What are his motivations in life? Why does he want to do this? Why do they want to speak better on stage? Why do they want to grow their personal brand? What do they aim to get out of this? Is it because they want to make more sales? Is it because they want to create more impact? Is it because they want to help people? Is this because they want to get invited into certain social groups and organizations? What is it that they're looking to get out of it? Very often, they have all the content. They know much more about their field than you and I will ever know put together. Aina? They don't know how to put it forward in a confident way that shows them in the right light. What I do is I do a very thorough training need analysis. I do a very thorough diagnosis of ke bhairach cha ta? Where is the problem? Where is this little disconnect that there is? I then help them understand that when I work with somebody in a way like this, I do three things. Number one, help them understand their stories, be more aware of their narratives, be more aware of their voice, be more aware of their tone. That's number one. Number two, understand how they share these stories. It's important to, number one, know your stories, know your narratives, know what you bring to the table, know your value. Number two, know how to share that value. Now, how you would share it would be in two ways. I always say this, सबैजनाको पर्सनल ब्रान्ड हुन्छ के तपाईको एउटा ब्रान्ड छ मेरो एउटा ब्रान्ड छ दीपिका पादुकोनको पनि ब्रान्ड छ अनि मेरो घरमा काम गर्ने दिदीको पनि ब्रान्ड छ फरक के छ दीपिका पादुकोनको ब्रान्डलाई चिन्ने 2 बिलियन मान्छे हो सञ्जयलाई चिन्ने 1 बिलियन मान्छे हो मान्छेलाई चिन्ने 2000 मान्छे हो दिदीलाई चिन्ने 3 मान्छे हो The farak is in the circle of your brand, the number of people that know your brand, that understand your brand, and the kind of quality that they perceive your brand to be. So I help people communicate their brand story, because everyone's a brand, their brand story in the right way on stage and on camera, online. What happens is a lot of people are scared of being on stage, right? You're scared of speaking in front of people. We both don't do that so much. We're not so scared. Hola. Tara, we understand that it's not something that's very natural for a lot of people, right?
It's one of the top 5
Two
things.
fears in the world, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So in that case, I always tell people, you want to grow your brand, but you don't want to be in front of a camera or you don't want to be on stage. We can still achieve this because of the power of social media. That's before social media was so all-pervasive. To be known and to be a brand, there were two ways. Either you'd have to be on TV, in the newspaper,
of course,
but there are gatekeepers for that. Not any television channel will call anybody to listen to them, right? So there are gatekeepers for that. It's not easy to be in the media. It's not easy to be in the news. It's not easy to be in the newspaper. It's not easy to be on television. The other way was paid advertising, where I would pay to get my brand story, my personal brand story out. There were two ways of doing this. Aajako dinma, social media has democratized the whole thing. Anybody can have a Facebook page. You're paying nothing for it. Anybody can have an Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. Because it's so easy. It's an equalizer. I can have a page, you can have a page, Deepika Padukone has a page, and my Gharma Kaam Garne Didi has a page, right? Everybody owns a part of media now. And everybody has an opportunity to create their personal brand narrative on social media.
Of course.
So I help people understand how they create. First, understand your stories. Number two, understand how to share your stories. Number three, understand the mediums and the strategy through which it is done, both in person, on stage, as well as on social media. And I think a strategy that combines in-person, on-stage narrative sharing, as well as social media brand building, is the best way to get your narrative, your story out there. That's what I do with people.